All right, hey guys, welcome back to Forge Krav Maga. So in this video, we're gonna go over some inside 2-on-1 grip variations. Nothing is ideal when it comes to a knife because ideally you wanna try to avoid being in a knife situation altogether but your grips are important depending on what you're trying to do. Some work really well, some don't. So our goal is to just play with different grips because you never know where you're gonna end up in the middle of all this. But if you guys like this, just please make sure you subscribe to our channel. Check us out on forgekravmaga.com. So we got to this inside. Whoever you got here doesn't really matter, okay? We just got the inside. So the first one we're gonna start with is where we wrap it up, okay? So I come underneath, I'm grabbing my shirt, I get this grip here, and I'm gonna get heavy on his shoulder a little bit. This isn't ideal. Again, none of these are ideal because he's got a blade. But he can cut me up a little bit back here, but it's better than him obviously stabbing me in here. So if I did get this grip right away, I wanna try to get heavy on his arm the best that I can so he can't pull my elbow in. Even if he does pull back, I have somewhat of a grip here. He has to let go of the blade in order to get his hand back out of there. But I would have to start immediately attacking him, whatever my attacks are from here, and make sure I keep this up nice and tight. All right, so that would be your first variation for this grip. Again, it's good, not great. None of them are great, right? Second one is my least favorite of them all, right? Is I'm in here, but again, I don't want to control here because he can stab me right in the head here, all right, right in the neck. So there's a little variation I'll show you in a second, the way I like to get it. But I want to be tight on the shoulder again here, have my head pressure in, and I actually want to pull this down and kind of like pull it into my body. So when he tries to stab up with it, it's a little bit harder than just being here to where he's got that freedom to reach up, right? So I want to control where I get my fingers hooked all the way in. I'm not just hooked down here. I actually want to think of like I'm resting his hand right in my palm inside here and the outside of my wrist. And I'm kind of pulling my fingers in this way. Then I get tight here and I have tight shoulder. And again, I would have to start working and keeping this in. So if any of you guys have ever done karate, think like a kind of like a karate chamber where I'm pulling this in tight. So now when he tries to stab up, it's a little bit harder and I have again control. I could switch, go to a different position, but I ended up here. Maybe I have to deal with it and stay there, right? The last one is my favorite one out of them all, okay? When I get this, I want my head pressure in here. I want to try to torque his wrist the best I can to where the blade's pulling away from me, and I actually want to pull on his elbow here, right? So it's almost like many of you guys do BJJ. I'm kind of doing like an Americana on his arm. So I want my head pressure. I want my leg back so he can't necessarily reach down and take it from me. I want to pull his elbow, again, think like karate chambering, right? And I want to torque his wrist a little bit out. So then I can start throwing my knees and attacks and transition to whatever it is I want from there, okay? So that would be ideal, is to have this one here, where I attach it to the hip, and I can really kind of Americana his arm. Makes it hard for him to move. So even when he tries to move around, makes it hard. Now again, we're not talking about him striking back yet, okay? For anybody that's gonna get on there and rip this apart, right? We're only talking about control right now. We're not talking about him creating space, grabbing my head, punching me, hitting me, any of these things, right? So we have this one, pull, karate chamber, torque here. We have this one, I'm trying to rest this here, pull this in, nice and tight, karate chamber here again. Or I wrap this up and I have my control here, again, head down and start going to work. All right, so those are your 3 variations of an inside 2-on-1 and how to grip them. Again, not going into where he's hitting me or attacking me back yet. Cool, hope you guys like that. Check out forgekravmaga.com. Thanks.